This is Grizz Pawcast, a true Memphis Grizzlies NBA podcast with Weejy and Coleman. Two NBA fans with an undeniable passion for the greatest franchise in NBA history, the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizz Pawcast is honest, everyday conversation between two fans in today's NBA. And now, broadcasting remotely, Weejy and Coleman.
In 5, 4. All right, hang on, time check. My fault.
It's exactly 10.
How long have we? What time did we get on?
About probably like 9:35 or 9:40.
I wonder when I mashed record.
I'd say 9:40.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh!
We're back.
Welcome again. We're back again. It's the Grizz Pawcast. I'm fired up to be here. Coleman's
You look fired up
to be here. My name's Weejy. As always, Coleman is right there.
Hey, yep, that's me.
How are you, Coleman?
I'm doing great.
Tell me about your week.
That's it, man. It's been wild.
Give me about 6 hours of you talking about what you did this week.
Well, I've been trying to change my diet a little. So, I'm eating different. And I don't know. That's about it. I'm just focused on that.
That's good. I'm not changing my diet right now, but if I do need to get some dieting tips, I know who to call.
I mean, really, the thing is, it's not really a diet. It's more of just a lifestyle.
Right. It's a way of life.
Yeah. It's like it's a journey in a way.
In a lot of ways, or
just in the way.
In the one way that it can be a journey. Well,
right.
It's a lifestyle like the Grizz lifestyle that we're in day to day.
We are.
You got to take it one day at a time. That's what I always
Grizz
say.
Next Gen. I mean, that's us. We're
That's
here.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's jump right into it, Coleman. I heard you had a trivia question. You've been chomping at the bit to.
I do, and this is an interactive question. So everybody that's listening at home, hit pause and just write down your answers. And then, hit unpause and see if they're right.
Okay.
If anyone gets this, you are the world's greatest Grizzlies fan. So I can already tell you, Weed, you're not.
So I'm gonna get it. In other words.
All right, here you go. This counts. This is for the entire franchise.
How many points?
Starting in Vancouver. This is worth 600 points. All right. For every Grizzlies team there's been in history, the number 3 is the most common jersey number that's been worn.
Oh.
There have been 16 players that have worn number 3.
I mean, that's a trivia question in itself.
The question is, of those 16, can you name 3 that have worn number 3?
Was Briante Weber number 3?
Man, that's deep. Yes, he was.
Yes. How about that, huh? You didn't expect me to come out firing Briante Weber.
I didn't. Shout out Briante. We're trying to get him on the show too.
And Grayson wears 3 now, right?
That's 2. Well, to be the greatest Grizz fan, you have to name all 16. But the trivia is just, can you name 3?
Man, who would the? I don't want to waste too much time because this is such a packed episode.
It is packed.
There's got to be somebody I'm not thinking of that's pretty obvious.
There's Yeah. Yes and no.
Let's just get into it. Who you got? Let's name all 16 of them.
All right. Starting off, this is one I thought you would get. Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
Okay. Yeah. I should have gotten that.
All right. He was the only Vancouver Grizzly that wore it.
Wow.
Then, in chronological order, your boy Troy Bell.
Okay.
Anthony Roberson.
All right. I might could have dug that one up somewhere.
My boy Chucky Atkins.
Nice.
Jeremy Richardson, who I think played like 2 games. The gunman himself, Jarvis Crittenden. I can't say his last name.
Crittenden?
Yeah, he's the one that pulled a gun in the locker room when he played for the Wizards. Darius Miles. Forget he even played for the Grizz. All right, here's another one you could, if you thought about it, you would have gotten. Allen Iverson.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Now here's a trick one.
He didn't actually play though, so.
No, he played a couple games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he was like coming off the bench. He was like, all right, I'm out.
They were away games. He never played in the Forum.
Oh, he played in the Forum.
Did he really?
Yeah.
So I thought he was only around for 3 games, and they were all away games, and then he hit and then that was it.
I'm almost positive he played at the Forum.
Okay, he might have.
Somebody call in. Let us know.
I'll do some post work on that, and
yeah, post it. All right, this was a trick one. Jason Williams.
You know, that's funny because I almost said Jason Williams
because he wore number 2, but then his second go round.
Okay. I almost said that, but then I knew he was number 2. Should have gotten that one. Okay.
A little over halfway there. Brian Skinner.
I don't know.
3-point extraordinaire Wayne Ellington.
There's another one.
James Johnson.
Hey, no, I apologize to all these players too, by the way.
Jordan Adams. We already said Briante. You said Grayson. Man. The only other one, Jay Carter.
That's a solid trivia question.
Thank you.
Out of that whole group, besides Jason Williams, who's your favorite?
I mean, Sharif's the legend.
Man, I think, and no disrespect to powerful Grayson Allen by any stretch.
None taken.
I think you speak on yours and Grayson's behalf when you say that.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember where I was going with this, but I think Briante Weber, out of all those, is probably he's a great unsung Grizzlies hero.
He's definitely unsung. I mean, I'd put James Johnson. He had some good games.
Absolutely, he's great too. But
sounds like you just think everybody's great.
They all are. So, do you remember when Briante came in and he started against I think it was the Cavs, wasn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I remember him playing. I don't remember.
So he came in because Mike Conley was out. And then who was it that tore their ACL in a game, and it was like a devastating blow. Was it Wayne Ellington? No, it wouldn't have been Wayne Ellington.
Well, Briante actually had 2 stints with the Grizz.
Yeah, well, this is the one where they called him up from the G League, and they were like, all right, you're starting tonight. And I think it was against the Cavs, like when they were legit. So he came in and he started, and it was like an important game, and he ended up having a fantastic game. I just remember tweeting about it after it happened. Anyway, it was awesome. He led the very injured Grizz team that season to a few wins that were, I don't know. I wish I'd have known that was the trivia question. Otherwise, I'd have been prepared.
Some deep Briante talk.
Yeah, holler at us, Briante. Hope you're doing good, man.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on. That's it for the trivia, though.
So that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it was so good.
That is a good one. That's a lot of players we can discuss and talk about. A couple of those I wasn't even familiar with, or didn't remember them being on the Grizz. But anyway, so why don't we just move right along? That was a great trivia question. Holler at us. Let us know how you did at home.
Yeah.
Call Coleman on his cell phone. 555.
What?
So we have a new segment that we're about to unleash on the world very soon, in a couple of seconds, I would say. Right now, it's called Hy-Paw-Theticals. So basically, we're going to give each other an undiscussed hypothetical question.
But we put Paul in the middle.
Right. So it's hypothetical.
Yeah. If y'all can get it.
If you're with us, if you're just now joining us, this is the Grizz Pawcast with Weejy
at Grizz Pawcast, Instagram.
Yeah. Follow us down there. There's going to be a link over there under Coleman. Not a link, but
a graphic.
Yeah, a very.
I think we can make it a link.
Can we?
There's a way to somehow.
I'm gonna put you on that, if you don't mind.
You got it.
All right, so this is the official Grizz Pawcast hypothetical. 1. So Coleman, I'm going to give you my hypothetical. And again, we haven't discussed these at all.
That's true. I have it written down. My eyes only.
So mine is, all right. Would you rather? All right. So Pete Pranica calls you up. He's like, Coleman.
Okay.
I got this
so far.
I got this sweet deal for you, but you got to pick one. And that is, I can give you an entire season's worth of tickets. I can get you the whole season tickets, but they're on the terrace level. Or I can give you one ticket. It's going to be a floor seat, so you'll be courtside. You'll be right there. You're going to be on TV. But
good.
but it's against the Cavaliers, and they don't have Kevin Love, and they don't have Andre Drummond. They're both out this game.
Well, I've already seen Dre Drummond. You have too. We were at that game. Shout out Dre.
What game was that?
It was the last game
that last year?
Not last season, the season before that.
Okay.
The last game of the season. I think Blake was hurt. Shock, but
that's right.
All right.
So anyway. that's my hypothetical I'm posing to you. Pete Pranica calls you up. He says, I have these two options. You can have season tickets, terrace level, and decent, let's say first row terrace level, or one ticket, courtside seats. You're in on the action, but it's against the Cavaliers, and they don't have Drummond, and they don't have Kevin Love.
Well, let me swing.
So they have Tristan Thompson starting center, and they have Larry Nance Jr. as starting power forward.
Let me throw this at you.
Other than that, same cast and crew.
I think I know my answer, but to clarify, I could still purchase my own tickets, right? This is just.
No, those are your two options. You don't. There is no like.
So, if I take courtside, I'm banned for the season.
Yeah, let's just say those are your only options. But if you want to, you can sell the other tickets. So you have the option to
So I could make some money.
Yeah, you have the option to get on StubHub or whatever and sell your tickets for the whole season. Oh, and also it's a Tuesday night game is the Cavaliers game.
Well, that really doesn't affect it to me personally.
That's fine.
Just because
But it's not a Friday. It's not a, Bill Street Bill Street is popping off like how you like it.
It's popping off, right? That's easy. I would take this season.
Would you?
Yeah, because if I can sell tickets, then I can sell 10 of them, because I'm not going to go to all.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't have. All right, I'm taking that
Oh,
stipulation out. I'm taking that one out. You can't sit courtside though if you sell them. You just sell them to
That's fine.
Pay your medical bills off.
I've sat terrace plenty of times. I would prefer to be lower, but it's not that big of a deal.
All right, that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah, I'd rather see 20 games a season than one.
Yeah, but this is courtside. You got sweat from the players, just hosing you down. Yeah,
but if it's Corona still going on, then
it's not.
That's bad.
Corona doesn't exist in this.
What if they made the players wear a mask? You see how hot they would get?
It'd be awesome. It'd be I don't know.
It's
speaking
they
of
look
that,
like
though,
Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
I want to jump into something I was thinking about, but I might need to wait on it. I was thinking what if? Never mind. I'll hold. We'll hold that thought.
Hold that, because I got a hype for you.
Hang on. Hold that thought. I'm gonna get my dogs out of here, and I'm gonna edit that out. Actually,
right.
I might not edit it. Probably won't. Hang on. Come on, firm dog. Y'all be easy. Hang on, they want water. I'm going to deprive them of water. Water is a right.
It's an essential.
Should be a right, not a privilege.
Appreciate you going out on a limb with that controversial opinion. We at this podcast we are pro water.
Yeah. All right. And we are back. So, Coleman, hit me with that hypothetical.
All right, let me put it on you. A lot of y'all know Weej as the Pawcast co-host that he is. I think that's what you're most famous for.
Probably.
But what a lot of people do not know is it's very appropriate that Weej is in his kitchen right now because he's been known to whip up a few dishes.
Well, everybody saw my Kugeli.
Yeah, but they thought that was fake. It looked so good. They were like, there's no way he made that.
I was thinking about that, and I said on that during that episode that it tastes like you think it would, and it really did. It was a no frills dish.
Well, that's
whatsoever.
Lithuania. They're
right. They get down to business, is what they do.
Yeah. So, as we just described, Weej knows a thing or two about a pot and a pan. So my question to you is, who is the best cook on the Grizzlies roster? And why?
Ooh. Let me just
for bonus points, what do you think their favorite dish to whip up is?
All right. So I'm just going to look at the roster because I don't want to leave anybody out real quick.
You can include two-way players too.
Yeah, I was going to ask if I could include hustle players as well. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that I'll tell you who ain't. And that's probably Jonas, our boy Jonas Valanciunas. And it's not his fault. He's just a victim of circumstance, being from Potato Land. No disrespect.
True.
No disrespect to.
But that also, sometimes the best art comes from the least available.
That's true. The deprived. Ooh. You know, I don't know a whole lot about Jonte Porter just yet. All right, here I'm gonna go with I think Grayson Allen is probably a fantastic cook. Now
I see that. No disrespect again.
Well, look,
nothing but love, but
he's probably a ladies' man, right? You gotta think he's a ladies' man. So he's thinking. Go ahead.
He seems like a Uber Eats guy. Like, hey guys, let's get some food. I'll Uber eat it.
He's probably doing that right now. You might be right. So I'll give you my top two then. I think it's Grayson just because he's like, he's going that extra step when he's entertaining. I feel like he's a great entertainer. He's got the guys over. It's like, man, what'd you put in these nachos? It's a Super Bowl party. They're
True.
like, wow.
I could see him, throwing together a mean batch of nachos.
Yeah.
He's from Florida, so probably just gator.
Probably a lot of
soup.
fresh fish.
He does probably fish a lot.
He's got a pontoon boat. I can guarantee you that. Because you party on pontoon boats. I don't know if everybody listening at home.
Well, I think that's why they're called party boats.
I think Marko Guduric is probably a pretty good cook, and that's because he's not good at basketball. No, hey, Marco, I'm just messing with you.
You think Coach Jake is like, hey, Marco, if you worried about shooting a three as much as you did your Duck LaRange, maybe you get some more playing time.
Probably. He's like, yeah, I picked up a few tricks in the Euro League. And everybody's like, we don't care at all about the way you can bring your eggs to a stiff peak. That's who I got.
Yeah.
I think it's Grayson. I think he makes a good nacho. I think he's an entertainer. And that's part of just entertaining is throwing that apron on and pulling that whisk out and really just whipping up a good cheese dip.
Yeah, but I don't know if a cheese dip would make you a great cook.
No, it doesn't. But he's making it from. He's making his own cheese sauce, and that's just part of his repertoire.
See, I would have said, if I were to answer my own question, it would be Gorgie Jang.
He crossed my mind. He was on my top 5.
He seems like he knows a thing or two about flavor profiles.
He probably does. I'm just kind of looking at guys. I guess what goes down in Senegal? We're definitely going to have to do
hey, save that for the tribute.
We're definitely going to have to do a Senegal tribute because I don't know a whole lot about it, and I would like to whip up a national Senegalese. How would you say that?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Senegalese.
No, it's Senegalese.
Senegalese, that's it.
There's a great Todd Berry joke about that. Y'all look it up.
You can feel
just
free
type
to share
in
it.
just type in Todd Berry Senegalese food. It's funny. You'll laugh.
I'll do that. I'm going to do that right now, if you don't mind.
Actually, I don't know if it's going to come up. That it's just part of the joke.
All right. I'll do that after because I feel like that's going to take a while. So there you go. There's our Grizz Hy-Paw-Theticals.
That's it.
Which is kind of never mind. That's not where we end. We're going into a little follow-up from episode 1. Is that when we did the Grizzstal Ball?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to do another Grizzstal Ball. But before we get into our new predictions, what we're going to do is we're going to touch on some of our old stuff, see if anything has come true since then. And so my prediction was that the NBA season would continue at some point this year. They're not going to cancel the season, where Coleman's was they're not going to finish the season. Season's canceled, but that the Grizzlies would be a 4 seed for next season. I think there's been some information that's come out recently about whether or not they're going to finish the season. That is, I know the Chris Paul has been talking to Adam Silver. Chris Paul is the National Basketball Players Association president, and they've been in talks recently about completing the season. Now, they still don't know if they're going to do it or not. Adam Silver doesn't have to make a decision until June. He did say that there will be 3 to 5 weeks of training camp before any other games take place. And he also said that he wants to do a 7-game series. So it's not going to be like a best of 5. It's going to be straight into the playoffs, it sounds like. So any team that was on the bubble, sorry, this is what it is. So the Grizz will be in, and they'll be playing the Lakers in round 1. So that's kind of a follow-up on that. And then Shaq, I guess.
We still don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure. I think Adam Silver really wants to get the season in. Now, I learned something, too, that just reading about all this, that the NBA revenue, 40% of it comes from hosting live games. So, anyway, that's out the window anyway. That's, but I figured it would have been maybe not more than that, but, putting it at a,
that's talking about TV money, though, right?
No, he's saying they make 40% of their earnings from the actual games being played with fans, is what it sounded, the way I understood it. Now, I might be wrong, but the way I understood it was not having fans show up at the game, that's where 40% of their revenue comes from. And the other 60% obviously comes from, TV money or whatever. Is what it sounded like.
We're going to have to fact check that one.
Yeah, because that doesn't sound right to me either.
I would think TV money would be
like 90% of it,
especially playoff time.
He might have been talking about for individual teams too. Now that I think, it might have not have been like the NBA's money. It might have been like, for the actual team. But I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get back to y'all on that.
So one other thing I guess I wanted to say about that is Chris Paul told him that, there was a little bit of concern that some players were being forced to go back into training now where it's supposed to be voluntary. So Adam Silver wanted to stamp that out. Other than that, so, hey, Coach Jenkins, if you're hammering these guys, making them show up to the facility and they don't feel comfortable with it, it's on you. It's going to come back and it's going to bite you. But I know you're a good guy. I'm speaking personally to Taylor Jenkins right now because I know he's watching at home. Anyway, y'all be safe out there. Coleman, what you got?
Do you want my current Grizzstal Ball prediction?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Unless you want to talk about any of that.
No, I think you slammed it.
All right. That's
mine. This is pretty.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
So let's say they do start the season and they are wearing their masks during the game, like you said earlier. No, let's say one of the let's say like LeBron James, it's game 7. It's game 6 against the Grizzlies, and they're up 3-2. LeBron gets COVID-19. I'm just saying. Don't want him to do. I don't want this to happen to anybody. But let's say he gets COVID-19 and he has to sit out for 2 weeks, and they end up losing the series, and then just a little something to chew on.
Yeah, but if he gets it, then half the people on the team probably have it.
Right. Well, let's say that happens then.
So then they just have to forfeit?
Right. They're done. All right. Go ahead. Moving on.
All right. Mine, this is pretty short and sweet, but my prediction is next season, assuming we have a full season, that both Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja Morant will both be on the All-Star team.
Both of them.
Yeah, because it's kind of building off my prediction that they would be a 4 seed. And
Yeah.
if they're having that season, they're going to get – obviously those two guys are playing good. And obviously the winning teams get more people. So
Okay.
it's kind of how Chris Middleton makes the All-Star team every year. I mean, he's good, but he's not – if he were the same player for the Hawks, he would not be an All-Star, you know?
That's right. That's a good – I like how you followed up your last week's. Very nice.
I'm all in.
What I'm going to go
I'm
ahead –
pushing them all in.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to, I guess, play off of mine from the first week as well. And I'm going to say that the Lakers are going to be the NBA champions this year. I hate to say it. I don't want them to be. Obviously, that means they got
There's
through
no
the
way
Grizz.
they play a season.
That's why it's called the Grizzstal Ball.
You're in too deep. You can't.
Right. I can't back out now. So Lakers are going to win. And here's why I think that. I think they're too big.
Do they have LeBron?
Well, they're very talented, but no, Anthony Davis, LeBron, and whoever they have at the post.
JaVale McGee? I don't know if.
Well, whether it's
That's
JaVale
right.
or it's Dwight, I just think they're too.
Former Grizzly. Great. Dwight Howard.
I think their defense is going to be strong, and especially when it's, playoffs, you're not going to be able to get anything in the paint. So if anybody beats them, it's going to be a 3-point shooting team, which could happen, but they have to be on for 4 games if it's a 3-point shooting team. We've already discussed that, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my Grizzstal Ball. I think they're going to play Milwaukee because just looking at the East, I just don't see many. I mean, of course, Toronto's doing great. There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams playing well, but I don't think anybody's going to be able to hang with them. But I don't think they're championship caliber team.
I don't know. They're pretty ridiculous.
They're really good, but they're not. I don't think they're going to be able to handle King and company.
I mean, they got Dante DiVincenzo.
It's true. It's very true.
And Brook Lopez.
Yeah, I like Brook Lopez.
You have always loved Brook Lopez.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't know if I'd like him as a person either. He seems kind of like a goofball.
He seems like he thinks he's funny, but he's not funny.
Right.
But it always tells a joke.
He's definitely telling jokes all the time, I bet.
And it's kind of physical comedy, too. So he's like running up to you, pushing you.
Right. He's punching you in the stomach.
Yeah, you're like this.
Cracking a terrible joke. You know what? I hate Brook Lopez now. I've decided.
I bet Brook Lopez is good at a party. I mean, I bet he's a good social. Like, hey, how you doing, man?
Right.
Great to see you. And just walks to the next person.
Yeah, he probably wears a suit well, and
I can see that.
He's probably the king of small talk, but he's cracking jokes all the way. So he's everybody's best friend. Maybe not.
We have mixed feelings on Brook.
He thinks he's everybody's best friend.
He's got a lot of Facebook friends, but not a lot of real friends.
Right. Exactly.
Basically.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, tell us your thoughts. You're sitting at home. You're watching this. I don't know what else you're doing. Tell us what you're doing. What are you doing?
I'll tell you what they need to be doing is go to our YouTube channel, which you are on right now if you're watching this, obviously, and click subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button.
Then after you click subscribe, get out your cell phone and text a friend.
Text a friend the link. Copy the link.
And just be like, man, this is so good. It's great.
Yeah, so you got a couple of guys. One guy's sitting in his kitchen with no microphone. The other guy's sitting in a closet. Go ahead.
we do need to reiterate, and we need to add this at the beginning. This is just temporary.
That's right.
We do have a beautiful studio just waiting.
Right, it is waiting. I can't wait to unveil that, drop that on everybody.
And thing is, we're not going to tell you. We're just going to, boom, there we are in the studio. So if you don't follow us, you won't see that.
Has Jordan come out with a new shoe lately?
Well, I mean, they release Jordans all the time.
Right. So it's kind of like us releasing this is our Jordans, is what this is. All the media hype surrounding the new release, our stock value is going to just...
We need to get Briante Weber on the show.
That'd be awesome. I'm not sure what he's doing. I don't think he's on a team now. He went to
I guarantee you,
for a while.
He looks like a overseas player.
Yeah, I could see. I think he might be. I follow him on Soch.
We need to get John Conchar on here.
John Conchar, holler at us. We need to get Yuta Watanabe on here. The reason I say that is I'm not sure how well he speaks English, so it'd just be a disaster. And that'd be fun.
Well, yeah. We don't speak English great.
No. All right. That wraps her up. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for thanks for watching. That's it. That's all I got. And like Coleman said, hit the like button, hit subscribe, follow us on Instagram.
Shoot us an email.
Shoot us an email. GrizzPawcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at Grizz Pawcast, and you're here on our YouTube channel, so I don't need to tell you that. But hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend.
One love.
See you at the game. Peace.